Hello, beautiful, wonderful, majestic souls of YouTube. My name is Dans. This is my channel, That Good Tarot, where we do timeless readings for anyone with any placements. If you've made your way to this reading, I do believe there is a message in here for you. However, if you don't resonate with this reading, that's cool, that's chill. Go check out my channel. There are so many other readings there. I'm sure you'll find something that fits you. So let's get into it. Universe, please, insight and information. Cards already coming out of the deck. We have the Devil at the bottom of the deck. I wasn't going to bring this up, but it came. Okay, more cards coming out of the deck. We'll get, okay, 3 cards out. Devil at the bottom of the deck. I wasn't going to bring this up unless it came up. But here we have the bottom of the deck. We have the Devil. We have been having in readings recently this whole idea of attachment, unhealthy attachment. And today, as I was going about my business, I was struck with this big message. And the big message, whether this comes through in the cards that I'm about to turn, but clearly it just wants to be said. There are some people in this collective that should, not have to, you don't have to do anything. You just do whatever you want to do. I'm not the boss of you. Maybe should look into attachment styles and have a look at those different things. I do feel like there are some people that I've been tapping into that maybe have anxious attachment. There are some people that maybe have an avoidant attachment. And if you're like, what does that even mean? It's time for you to look into it. If this is at all intriguing to you and you haven't looked into it, maybe you should. Can't hurt to sit there and have a Google of what that is and figure out and see what resonates. Let's have a look. Okay, your cards being too sassy with me recently. They just hit me with a 10 of swords while you're looking at your phone. While I talk about you sitting there being on your phone looking at attachment styles. We have the Strength card. And we have the Page of Cups. Okay, we are getting into how you connect to other people. Because there does seem to be this really, really big disconnect. And your guides want you to overcome this. They want you to move into a space where you can emotionally give, receive, and communicate in a fruitful way. Like fruitful, not just healthy, but like actually fruitful. Like your guides want to see you making deep connections. Deep, healthy connections. So let's have a look into this 10 of Swords energy. Universe, please, insight and information. What can you tell us about this 10 of Swords energy? What wisdom and insight can you give this? Okay, we have literally falling out of the deck. We have Temperance and the Tower. And we have the Two of Wands. I feel like as I tap into your energy, I feel like you feel very like centered and you feel very sure. But there is clearly a misalignment going on within you that needs to be rectified, especially if you are struggling with creating deep emotional connections with people. Like if everything was good and fine and dandy within yourself, that wouldn't be an issue. There does need to be a lot of deep emotional introspection. And through that process, like I feel like you're really being asked to break down there's a certain word that I'm looking for, but I can't. Universe, please. What themes, what areas are going to help this collective the most when it comes to really exploring their inner self? Okay, I'm getting that it comes back to maybe, like everything comes back to childhood trauma. Doesn't everything just come back to some kind of childhood trauma? But looking at your wants and needs, when did the breakdown in emotional connection happen? When did you start to not feel safe in emotional connections? When did you feel like you couldn't have a need Yeah. When did you feel like your needs were not allowed? Yes. Yeah, we're really getting into attachment styles here. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Hanged One. You were very much conditioned to like TCOB, take care of business. But like you are very, very good at self-soothing to the point where you come across as like very cool, calm, and collected, but there's this isolation that comes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Now, when you are in a state of hyper independence, it makes like, yes, you can take care of yourself, and that's a good thing. Like everyone should be independent, but the goal is always to be interdependent with your community, because we are interdependent creatures, not codependent, not hyper independent, interdependent. That's the goal. And somewhere along the way, you were taught that you need to take care of yourself. And look, don't I get it? Don't I understand? I grew up in a household where if I was upset, you get sent to your room, fix your face. You know, your classic Southeast Asian, like, fix your face. Like, yeah, I understand the difficulty in asserting needs, but when this reaches the extreme, not only do you take care of your own needs, but it becomes very difficult to like see, recognize, and value the needs of others and meet those. Like that can become really uncomfortable because you've been taught to reject your own needs as being the responsibility of someone else to meet. And so when someone else wants you to meet their needs, it breaks down pretty quickly. Like it becomes a bit of an ick. And this is why like it just further isolates you, because we can't get interdependence here. And we think of like unhealthy attachments as being like obsessed with someone. No, an unhealthy attachment is an inability to attach as well. Like this is why you should get into attachment theory, but the goal is interdependence. The goal is secure attachments, not no attachments, because no attachment is still unhealthy. We are community creatures. We do need each other. And you isolate, and it feels like you don't understand that your isolation is like hurting you, because it feels maybe you've come from a space where that hyper independence is kind of glorified or seen as like a pinnacle thing, or maybe, you know, especially for a lot of masculine energy, it's seen as like the way to go about things, but it's just isolating. So something for you to have a look at if what you want is to develop deep bonds and emotional connections with people. Okay. We have the Two of Wands. This is the oh, okay. Sounds, oh my gosh. I have a choice in, I am the messenger, okay? Because I can hear the messages coming through. So you have like developed to a point, and you are really, really good at the things that you are good at, and you are really smart and really intelligent at the things that you're good at, but there is this whole area of expertise, especially when it comes to developing close relationships, that you are not experienced at. And your guides would like to invite you to look deeper at this so that you can be more aligned. Yeah. Look, they can come to me sassy. Doesn't mean I need to come to you sassy. I'm done with being the one that tells you off in these readings, okay? No. I'll absorb all the sassy for you and I will translate it. But there is another step in your development, and it feels like you've conquered so many different things, but it feels like this part is just so uneven. 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, King of Cups. Yes. I can see this. Like, I can see how you want to be a King of Cups energy. You want to be like so connected. You want to have the house, the home, the family. And I feel like maybe we have this 4 of Swords here. If you're wondering, like, what is this disconnect? It's here. And maybe you're not aware that this is the way that you navigate emotional intimacy. And I think it's really important, it's really important for everyone to look at how they're showing up when it comes to emotional intimacy. I've been through many phases of my life where I thought I had an anxious attachment style, avoidant attachment style. I've had a lot of people cast those different labels on me. I took an online test and turns out I have a secure attachment style. So I think I probably just took it at a time in my life when I actually had developed a secure attachment style. And that came with a lot of learning curves, growing pains. But I feel like it really is the basis for a really strong interdependent relationship. So if that's something that you're wanting, if what you're wanting is to meet someone and show up in a way that is going to build a really good foundation for a future, this is something that needs to be looked at. That's the disconnect. Okay, universe, insight and information. Can you give us some more information on the Strength card here? Okay, thank you. We have the King of Wands, the 10 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, the 8 of Wands, and the 10 of Swords. Yep. I'm pausing because I can feel like, I can see you are like very well made to be in an interdependent relationship. You would do so well in that environment. I feel like you're a good person. You got a lot of love to give. But any energy that you're kind of sending out just isn't received in the way that you want it to. And so it leaves you feeling very alone. But the universe wants you to know that, like, if you can really, really look at these certain things, like the way that you respond to love and attention, that's the big thing. You need to actually look at your reactions to love and attention and communication and just explore that a little deeper. You will find that you were made to be empathic when it comes to these things, and that the growth that you can make in this area, you'll realize how overdue it is, and then how easy it is for you to make a shift in a way that actually really aligns to you, because these different behaviors or reactions that, are just like coping mechanisms from childhood. We all have unconscious coping mechanisms from childhood that just kind of linger, and they drive our habits and our reactions in ways that we have no idea that they're having that impact on us. But also we don't know any other way of reacting to those things, or we're just kind of like so blind to the kind of long-term impact that can have on our relationships. You will find this so easy and so empowering. Let's have a look at the Page of Cups. Universe, please, insight and information. What would you like us to know about this Page of Cups energy? Stop. I can't with the Empress showing up in every reading. With the Five of Cups. Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Pentacles. We had the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. There is a divine match here. There is a divine match here. If you feel like there is someone that you're trying to gravitate towards and you can't seem to make a good connection there, let me tell you straight up, an Empress energy is not going to tolerate an avoidant or an anxious attachment style. Empress energy? Nah. So, I'll bet that whoever this is that keeps showing up in the readings is too empowered to deal with an anxious or an avoidant. They're just not gonna play that game. They're not gonna chase. They're not going to, what's the word I'm looking for? Enable. So you want to be that divine match, that King of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. Like, that option's still there for you. That option is there. But are you going to show up as the divine match? Are you? Are you going to? All right, a little bit of the sass is coming out. Look, I feel like this is a really helpful reading. I feel like I keep tapping into this energy. I'll have to do another reading later because I really want to get into... There's a whole other side of this collective that I'm missing. I'm missing y'all. So if you don't resonate with this, know that I miss you and I'm coming back. I'm coming back for you, baby. Let's get the last oracle card. 2. Emotions. Honoring the flow of all the emotions. Alchemy, processing, sensitivity. Are you kidding me? The one where I'm talking about looking at your reactions and looking at attachment styles, and this comes out. Honor the flow of all emotions. You can only honor things when you look at them and acknowledge that they exist. Have a look at it. Have a look at your triggers. Have a look at the way that you are chasing things, the way that you are avoiding things, the way you push toward things, the way you pull away from things. Have a look at it. And then blessings and curses. Do not be ashamed, not of your thorns or your flowers. Psyche, self-love, beauty. Now, this is not a space where I'm trying to tell you that you're a bad person because you haven't done these things. Look, I'm going to be the first person to admit that I have had to look at my attachment style. I really, really have. Every bad thing that has happened in a relationship, whether, look, as a serial monogamist, I understand what it's like to be chasing. I understand what it's like to be pushing someone away. And these are not things that I'm proud of, but these are things that have left my life because I was brave enough to really, really look at these things and be like, okay, I don't think I want to be this person. And I don't want to be in this kind of dynamic. And I don't want to be with someone who is avoidant. And I don't want to be with someone who's anxious in their attachment style. And looking at the ways that I might be triggering or inciting that in someone else, it's just a necessary part of growing up and creating a really, really secure, interdependent relationship. Okay, relationship advice, Dans. Look at you. All right. I'm going to leave you there. I hope this is finding the person that it was intended for. And I hope I brought you some clarity, some comfort, or at the very least, a little bit of company. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next reading.